First things first. Now, I already know when I make a video like this, or anybody makes a video like this, we are not going to agree. That's plain and simple, because trying to pick a top 5 hood movies is crazy. There's so many good hood movies, and every movie hits you or hits me in a different way. So we all relate to certain movies differently. So, a disclaimer, this is my top 5 hood movies of all time. Let's get into it. At number 5, I got New Jersey Drive. Now, New Jersey Drive, if you haven't seen New Jersey Drive, is straight gutter. And I'm talking about the realest of real. Sharon Coley, aka Jason, I believe his name was Jason in the movie, Jason Petty. Basically, he's living in New Jersey. He don't go to school no more. He's just hanging out with his homies all the time. They stealing cars, having joy rides, and they're running from the police all day. Every single day, it's a shrug between them and the police. They in a new whip, things like that. And the movie is just it's fire. It's a classic movie. Like, I can't name something. It's hard. It's really hard to place it, because if I feel bad even putting it at number 5, because it had such a strong impact, and the relevance of it can still hold through to today. And that's another thing that I was judging movies by, the criteria before I made my top 5 list. The relevance, the acting, of course. Was there a message in the movie? And was the movie good, period? But anyway, at number 5, I got New Jersey Drive. At number 4, I got the movie Strapped. Strapped, another classic hood movie. It got Bokeem Woodbine in it. He played Daquan. Basically, this is another brother who was just trying to do good. He has a girlfriend, but this is what happens. We in life, we all get entangled, excuse that word, but we all get tangled up in different kind of situations that not necessarily that we caused, that other people brought upon us, but it's part of your life and part of your circle. So you got to do what you got to do to get out and to make better of yourself. So Bokeem Woodbine, aka Daquan in the movie, his girlfriend gets locked up for selling drugs on the corner. So he's got to get her out. But basically what happens is he ends up trying to sell guns and make money, try to make this fast money in order to get her out. But in the process of doing that, he's talking to the police. The police is making him do this in order to do that. If you want to see your girl, you got to do this. And it's a constant struggle. So he's playing both sides of the field. He's playing the hood. He's playing with the police, and he's also trying to live a straight life, because mind you, he's a messenger, a bike messenger, earning a decent wage, not even a decent wage. Back then, the money wasn't even that good, but the cost of living was better back then. Everything is crazy now anyway. But regardless of the fact, he had a bike job, which wasn't the best pay, so he ended up having to go to his boy, Bamboo, who's selling guns on the block like it's nothing, making money like it's nothing, quick cash. And he's like, yo, come on, you trying to get this paper or not? So at the same time, while working with Bamboo, he's also working with the police. And you can't do that. You got to pick a side in this game. So go check that out and see. And that's what I have at number 4. At number 3, the all-time hood classic, Paid in Full. If Paid in Full is not in your top 5, then I don't know what you're doing. You either haven't seen it or you haven't watched enough movies, because Paid in Full will forever be a classic. First of all, Ace Boogie. This is a true story too. It's based on a true story. Ace Boogie is your typical brother in Harlem, on the come up, just working in a dry cleaner store, and his man's Mitch is the main money making Mitch. Everybody knows Mitch, drug dealer on the block, but he's cool. He's always fresh, always got money. Everybody loves him. But Ace Boogie, one day meets up with this dude Lulu, who gives him his laundry. And by accident, he left, or maybe it wasn't by accident, but he left some coke inside of the pants. So Ace got the coke, and from there, things changed for him. So Paid in Full at number 3. At number 2, and this is one of my personal favorites, because the ladies in this movie literally set it off. At number 2, Set It Off. Not only is this a classic hood film, I'm talking ups and downs and talking about highs and lows and having to do what you got to do in order to get out the hood, but the women in this movie did their thing. It was a strong black cast of black women who really upheld the movie to such a high standard. That's why I have it at number 2, because it's insulting if you don't have this movie at least in your top 10, because Set It Off was magnificent from beginning to the end. It was magnificent. First of all, Stoney. her brother gets killed by accident because the police was looking for some dude that robbed the bank earlier in the movie. You'll see they robbed the bank, and they end up going to the projects to go find the dude. But her brother had the same haircut as the dude. And you know how cops do. This is like, that's why I said relevance of a movie. They start blasting before they find out who's who. So they ended up shooting the kid. They thought he had a gun on him, but it really was a bottle of wine or a bottle of champagne that he was going to celebrate. Mind you, this kid was set to go to school. You'll get into that, discuss that when you see the movie. I don't want to go all into it. But anyway, he had a future. He was set to go to school. They had just had a party for him and whatnot. Stoney had just did some things. She had to go down and dirty in order to get him some money to pay for school and get into college and get to do his thing. And they shot the brother and killed him in cold blood. From there on, she went on another route with all her girls, and they went on a robbing the bank spree. Set It Off is a classic. It should be in everybody's favorites. It should be in everybody's top 10, top 5, something. If you don't disrespect Set It Off, because the women in that movie did their thing and they deserve their credit. Now, at number one, the movie Fresh. Yes, Fresh. I have Fresh at number one. Sean Nelson, shout out to Sean Nelson because he's actually a good brother. I hit him up on Instagram a while ago, and you know how celebrities are. I didn't even expect the answer. I hit him up to ask him about the movie, just to talk a question about the movie, and he responded to me like I knew him from yesterday. Like it wasn't like he took a week or a month. He responded to me right back. Like that dude is a real down to earth dude. So shout out to Sean Nelson. But mind you, Fresh, he was 12 years old. Sean Nelson in the movie, playing a kid that's dealing drugs for Esteban and Corky, two different dealers in the hood. Mind you, he's 12 years old, still going to school, but he wasn't just some dumb little kid selling drugs. Fresh was saving his money. He was selling, but he was saving his money, and he was trying to come up with a plan to get out of the hood. He had more sense than a lot of brothers today at 12 years old. If you haven't seen the movie Fresh, please go to a Netflix, go to something, fire stick it, do what you got to do, because if Fresh is a classic, it has Samuel L. Jackson and of course another one of my favorite actors, but Sean Nelson, I had to put it at number one because of the story of how he did everything from start to finish. It was literally a chess game, and the way and the acting to hold it down in that movie at such a young age to be the main star of the movie, I had to give him full credit. So at number one, I have Fresh. So let's do a little quick recap. Let's do a quick recap. At number 5, I had New Jersey Drive. At number 4, Strapped. At number 3, Paid in Full. At number 2, Set It Off. And number 1, Fresh. Let me know your top 5 all-time hood movies of all time, or top 10, whatever you want to do. But let's do 5. It's very hard because there's so many good movies. So trust me, this list was very hard to put together. But this list stood out to me, and I felt it. So it's movies that I enjoy, I can still watch today, and then messages in the movie still hold truth to today. So let me know your top 5. Let's get it.